In this challenge review, we're going to take a look at how to make it so that when our moss giant reaches its target, we're going to trigger the idle animation. Now, when you begin your programming journey and as you build up your skills, you're going to develop the skill set to sort of foreshadow your code to where you're not going to need to run the game to witness what's going to happen. If you're using the previous implementation, you are going to run into an issue with infinitely calling your idle animation over and over again, and it's going to require several variables and a coroutine to prevent it from calling itself. The alternative is to simply follow my implementation, the recommended implementation, and avoid all of that. Because to get our moss giant to simply stop and just perform an idle animation before moving, all we have to do here is simply say anim.setTrigger and do idle. Save that, and we'll do that as well right here. We're going to say anim.setTrigger, and we're going to call the idle animation. And the reason why this works without an infinite loop is because, yes, transform.position is being called 60 frames per second, and this condition is only going to be true for one frame, because after we tell it to play idle, guess what we're also doing? We're saying, hey, go ahead and move it a little bit one frame. It's going to move a teeny bit. You won't be able to see it to the naked eye, but it's going to move enough to where this condition is no longer true, preventing an infinite loop. So if we go ahead and run this, hop back into Unity, run the editor, our character is now going to transition to his target destinations. He's going to stay idle, just like this. The initial one is because that initial glitch right there is only going to happen ever one time. It's because his default animation state is idle. As you can see here, we're going to get to our target B. He's going to perform his idle animation, and then he's going to walk back. And likewise, he'll get to point A. He's going to perform his idle animation. And we'll begin walking back. All right, I will see you guys in the next challenge.